A surprise visit
Hey, what's up, Bondi Rescue?
gives lifeguards a little more manpower than they can handle.
It was a sus moment.
A colourful local held down for his own safety. Lifeguards share the heartache.
I'm a wreck.
All hands on deck for a mass rescue.
I think he's calling you in.
But then there's a new problem.
Are you putting your... Is that a shark alarm?
And Singlets gets uninvited company on the way to a rescue. Bondi Beach, a kilometre-long stage where life is an all-day show. From tragic to comic, playful to disturbing. Performers come from all over the world, but Bondi has a resident ensemble cast as well. Cora is an amateur muso who has immortalised the lifeguards in song.
Hoppo is the king. Ding-a-ding-ding.
Silky and Bush are a born and bred double act.
Multiculturalism, great. They're big fans of the Brazilian fashion in bikini fashion. That's pretty important to especially as you get older. That's pretty important for us. What Morris
Having said that, my mum was one of the first topless sunbathers down here.
and you used to cry about it.
Yeah.
And Mick, who rarely speaks, preferring instead to let his Speedos do the talking.
And he's got the same undies on.
All he does is just come down and run laps of the beach all day, every day.
Yeah, we're quite familiar with Mick. He's sporting a different hairstyle every day and, you know, he's not the kind of guy you can miss easily.
Mick's only happy when he wears his tidy whities. King, you should get out there in a pair of white undies and run a few laps with him.
Today, a new act has hit the stage.
Right, you ready?
There you go.
Thank you so much.
I love that.
In town from Las Vegas, Australia's very own Manpower are the world's #1 all-male dance review. They're in Bondi for a photo shoot. But want to meet another bunch of blokes who are also famous for taking their shirts off, just for very different reasons.
Myself and Jeffro were in the tower. Wasn't much going on. We got a knock on the door.
Hey, what's up, Bondi Rescue?
There's about 8 big dudes with their shirts off. Turned out to be Manpower.
Best view in the house.
How's it going, mate? Oh, Manpower, yeah. It was a sus moment.
Jethro isn't rushing to lay down the welcome mat.
It's a pretty small room, right? When there's like 10 enormous blokes in there, it fills up a lot of space. And every time I turn around and look at them, they were right up in my grill, mate. And I was just like, far out. I felt like a little 14-year-old boy next to them.
We're actually going to be recruiting for some guys if you want to...
Mate, he's young and ready to go. Like, I've been around, like, you don't like I'm old flesh, but he's young and you can be manipulated.
I think the girls would love that.
At one point, they even said, get your shirt off, and I was thinking, nah, mate, not even nearly.
Seeing Jethro's unease at the wall of rippling man flesh, Mouse breaks the tension.
You know, you should go down to the buggy and meet Kerbox, the boss. He's probably got the best rig out of all of us. And he's like...
So if I jumped in my undies right now and ran down there and asked for a tube, would they give it?
He would be so stoked. He would be so stoked to see you in your undies in front of him.
Yeah, take it off.
I look like a lifeguard, so someone gets some.
Instantly, one of the Manpower guys just stripped down into his underwear and just bolted down to Kerbox's rhino and put it on him. It was classic.
Please get there in time. Please get there in time.
Kerbox, who's on patrol with Harrison, isn't expecting any visitors.
I thought that he would just like wig out and not handle it very well.
Oh, which one of you guys is Curbox?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, you're the man. I heard you're the man. So just telling me you got all the training trips, you know everything about this place. Give me some swimming lessons, I'll give you some dancing lessons. Hey, we're training right out. Curbox is our newest member. Manpower Australia right here at Bondi Beach.
Back in the day, Kerbox could have easily been a Manpower guy. Like, I remember when I was a young bloke down Bronny growing up, he was buff, he had long hair, he was a lord. And 2016, he's not making Manpower, that's for sure.
Oh, the famous Curbox. Pleasure, mate.
All in all, it was a bit overwhelming having like 10 half-nude dudes in the tower, but it was all good, you know. Kerbox got stitched up and he enjoyed it, and the boys are really good blokes. They turned out to be legends, so it was all good.
Bondi stage is never short of performers. But lifeguards focus their attention on life's real dramas.
It was a really steamy hot day. You just know, hot day, something's going to happen. So I headed down to the northern end of the beach, and out of the corner of my eye, I see a guy fitting, and he's literally, I seen him falling. Yeah, guys, come down north. I've got the homeless bloke. He's having a fit down here.
Let it go.
Yeah. I knew it was going to be really difficult. I had to get back up. Just remember that thought of, oh, no.
Mick, the jogger notorious for his white Speedos, is having a seizure at the north end.
He's still breathing, but he's unconscious.
Yeah, copy, mate. So I'm getting an ambo. Harries is already there. Luke's gone down as well, and Jesse's there. We're lucky. We've got an ambulance parked across the road out the front of Bondi Surf Club. So we're going to try and see if we can get those guys to attend. I saw them there earlier having a coffee, and then, yeah, we're really lucky because they're attending. They're right here.
Hey, guys.
Hello, buddy. How are you feeling? It's the ambulance.
We got the paramedics down, and then it just pretty much snowballed from there.
So next we're going to get the spine board in behind him. Yeah, see how we go.
Mick, well known for avoiding human contact, is about to find himself surrounded by half a dozen people as soon as he regains consciousness.
I count of 3. I knew he was going to be hypoxic when he woke up. It's lack of oxygen to the brain, and I knew all hell was going to break loose.
Mick is disoriented from hypoxia, a lack of oxygen to the brain.
I told you to stop it!
He needs to be examined by doctors. Lifeguards restrain Mick, while paramedics administer a sedative.
It must have been pretty hard for Mick because we had him strapped to the spinal board. Even with 5 lifeguards and 2 ambo officers, we were struggling to keep him down.
We're trying to help you.
Help, please!
Promise we're trying to help you, mate.
Please.
It's extremely upsetting to see someone like Mick in pain, and I felt like we were inflicting the pain to a degree.
Eventually, Mick is sedated and can be transported to the ambulance for further medical care.
I count of 3. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
No, we do a lot of rescues with people you don't know, and, you know, Mick's a character that we see every day.
Lifeguarding is emotionally taxing. Even more so when the lifeguards are dealing with someone they know.
I need to sit down. Need to get me breath back. It's very physical, and it's emotional too. You know, so I'm a wreck. And you don't get it out of me much, but that was full on.
I don't really know Mick personally. I only know him from seeing him run the beach every day, and yeah, emotionally it does affect you a bit more than normal. It's got to me for sure. You know, it's just something that we've got to deal with down here, you know. We're just got to get through the rest of the day now. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, so fingers crossed nothing else happens.
Professional lifeguards patrol Bondi 365 days a year. On weekends in the busy summer months, volunteer lifesavers also patrol the beach.
The clubbies are invaluable. You can't say no to 40 extra lifesavers on a beach. It's an invaluable resource.
Chris is monitoring the north end when a problem develops further up the beach.
Hey mate, Chris, if you could just come down. There's 2 heads just sort of midway out.
All of a sudden, the north side really started pulling. You know, the change of tides, it was getting deeper.
Guys, I need you to come back to waist depth.
Chris leaves volunteer lifesavers to manage the situation. Suddenly, more and more people are in trouble.
There's your attention, swimmers.
No, you're going to have to go in.
We've got a board coming to help you now. Stay afloat, and if you can, come back to waist depth, broader.
Tom is quickly overwhelmed.
I had probably 3 or 4 on the front of my board, followed by a number of other people out in the water who were able to help.
The temptation is to run in, but Chris wisely manages the situation from shore.
We had to ask the clubbies to help us out.
Just saying there were 3 clubbies in the board.
There would have been 10 boards at least, you know. We had guys, just surf club guys who were training, helping us out.
Tom prioritises the worst swimmers.
Straight to those guys there, please. Those 3 there. Over to your right.
Eventually, more firepower is needed.
Tom's out there, mate. I think he's calling you in.
With no board around, I had to grab a lifesavers board. So I grabbed that and went on out.
Yeah, Chris is on a clubby board.
Tom risks being overwhelmed by panicked swimmers.
Can you let go, please? Chris, can you take this guy?
Lifeguards and volunteer surf club members work side by side to stabilise the situation.
Copy. The boys have got it under control down there now. They just all sort of went in at once.
Just when it feels like the situation is in hand, lifeguards are alerted to a new emergency.
Are you putting is that a shark alarm?
Jake, I just heard the shark alarm go off.
Yeah. What are you guys doing down there?
In extreme and very rare circumstances, the shark alarm will be used to clear swimmers from the water.
We know that as trained lifeguards, that means mass rescue, but the general public think it's a shark. None of them know it's a mass rescue.
The alarm has been sounded by volunteer lifesavers. The lifeguards, who have duty of care at Bondi, weren't given prior warning.
Before you guys do that, you've got to tell us. Because I know what you're trying to do, but it just causes panic. We've got it under control now, and thanks to everyone that's involved, but as soon as people start hearing the shark alarm, look, we've got surfers and everyone paddling in now, so it's just, it makes matters worse.
There was really no need for it, and half the people thought there was a shark.
The result is what matters, and a combined effort by lifeguards and volunteers has saved dozens of lives.
With the change of tide, there was enough pull where if you weren't a strong swimmer, you would get pulled off. And once people lose their footing, they start panicking a little bit, and when people really panic, then they can drown in bathtubs, so you've got to be right on top of it.
Lifeguards' core job is performing rescues, but they also enforce rules.
There is now closed.
No fiberglass surfboards at the north end of the beach, no dogs, no alcohol, and no windsurfers.
It's just too dangerous. We get too many people in the bay here. We just can't have a windsurfer out here and it's out of control. And if that runs someone over, it slices them in half.
Volunteers direct the man to shore, but he doesn't want to take no for an answer.
I can't just go once and then stay at the back and that's it. You won't see me.
We can't let you go out and not let other people go out, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't matter what you do, people know what the inherent risks are, but he's not worried about anyone else, he's worried about his time at Bondi.
Francois hopes lifeguards will give him special treatment just for today.
It's my birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday! I'm so sorry. It feels like we've eaten his cake on his birthday and we've definitely blown his candles out.
10 minutes later, and Francois tries another tack with lifeguards.
If I just go at the back and stay at the back just for once, you know, just one shot, it's going to take me 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And stay at the back the whole time for 1 hour and come back, and that's fine.
Every entry and exit point along the coast here, it has a sign which says no kites.
It's not a kite.
They come under the same stipulation.
It's extremely different.
Yeah.
That's what people need to know.
I gave him another place to go. I said, you can enter and exit from the boat ramp at the northern end of the beach. You know, you can head out to sea and do your windsurfing.
Yeah, kites.
Happy birthday.
Harries has been on the beach for too long to believe he's seen the last of Francois.
Murphy's Law. You give them an inch, they're always going to take it a mile.
Sneaking past lifeguards and into the water, Francois has worn out his welcome.
I hate being a stiff, but every now and again we'll have a hero that'll wait for us to go back into the tower and go out there and, yeah, this guy on this day tried to do this.
As he reaches the south end, Francois comes off his board.
He's very lucky he didn't hurt himself then. If he ended up on the rocks, this thing weighs a ton. I would have hammered him.
It's too difficult to come back from the boat ramp.
Yeah, you came so lucky he didn't get hurt. Then if you got washed into the rocks, you respect us and we'll respect you.
All right, see ya, bye.
It's just respect, you know. He was told to stay way out past the waves, and yeah, he just come straight in and yeah, just nearly got washed up on the rocks at the iceberg. So yeah, we'll call it a day for him.
Working as a lifeguard, encounters with wildlife are common. Yatesy picked up a hitchhiking fish on the way to a rescue. Deano and Harries got up close and personal with a wobbegong shark in the kids' pool.
Hold on, little fella, we're trying to help you.
And Jesse met his match with a rat in the skate bowl. No one knows exactly when, but the next animal encounter is never far away.
South end, go.
In the tower, Azza spots a pair of swimmers in trouble.
Yeah, go to the south end. They've just had a call from some of the icebergs.
Surface helping someone on the board. We just had a call from the bergs. These two blokes are just a bit out of their depth, I think. One of them's just started screaming for a surfer to help him, so boys have just gone down to get him.
So I jumped in the Rhino and I knew I didn't have a lot of time. This guy was in a really bad way and I had a fair bit of ground to cover, so I hit the gas and floored the Rhino. Jethro noticed me in my haste and joined in as well.
I just thought, I'll go with him, and the call came through, yeah, Jeff, back him up. And it was pedal to the metal, like we were going.
I pretty much had the Rhino going flat stick as fast as it could go, and on the way down I encountered a flock of seagulls and I couldn't really brake or anything.
Singlets has gone straight through the guts of a flock of seagulls.
At least one of them flew in the Rhino and hit me on the chest. And I've got my eye on the patient down south as well, and I couldn't stop and I had this seagull in the passenger seat and the whole thing was just really weird for me, so I just kept driving. I got down to the patient and unloaded the board and the seagull had fallen out of the seat, so I don't know where it had gone at that stage, but like I said, my priority was this patient because he was going under.
I think one of them's almost got washed in, but one's still clinging to the surfer's board, like he's going to die.
Jethro reaches the first man.
Jethro's been brushed.
Singlets heads for the second man, who has been saved by a surfer.
He was kind of really relieved to see me, a Colombian guy, really out of breath and looked like he was probably on his last couple of strokes.
All good. Folson's got his bloke and Jethro's just got wet.
With both men safe, Singlets turns his attention back to the seagull.
When we got out, Singo said to me, mate, I killed a seagull. And it was like he murdered a human. He was so rattled.
Yeah, it's pretty out of shape, isn't it?
He said, Jeff, mate, he was in the passenger seat. I hit it and it was in the passenger seat and he looked like he was about to cry, mate.
I feel bad, but there was not really much I could do.
I was just like, oh no, this can't be real, you know? Especially, you know, we spend so much time on the beach with these seagulls, they're like our buddies, you know?
We thought we better pay all due respect, you know, it was just sitting on the sand and we sort of cut its life a little bit short. We thought, you know what, we'll do the good thing and we'll bury it. And we'll give it a little ceremony and a couple of words and send him off.
Yeah, I think the seagull's gone to a better place and yeah, definitely sort of buried him on the beach. Where else would he want to be?
But as one Bondi resident is put to rest,
Look who's here!
another one is back on his feet. Mick, the reclusive jogger who collapsed on the beach, has come to thank the lifeguards.
You're good? Nothing there, nothing there. Blood tests okay, x-rays okay.
Mate, I'm just stoked that you're all right. I was a bit worried about you.
How do you feel now? Are you tired?
A little
bit groggy?
I feel like going for another run.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, do us all a favour and don't do that.
I honestly didn't think Mick could speak like that. It was very bizarre how much he was onto it and knew what was going on, and yeah, it was very weird.
I was diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy about 30 years ago, but I've had a few tests since that time and they say there's nothing there.
He was really talkative and really coherent and really sharp. That's the most we've ever heard Mick talk to us.
Yeah, all right, well, I'll get out of here. I'll go up there now.
All right, cheers, Mick. Mate, you're all right.
Thanks for everything. You will be rewarded.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
How cute was that?
It's really nice to see that he'd come back not only to say hello and thanks for treating him, but
just to see that he was in a good place and he was well.
That's the first I've ever heard him talk. Like,
Yeah, I've had a few live conversations with him, but I didn't know that he could speak like that. That's a spin out.
Next time on Bondi Rescue, 50 degrees inside and no way out.
There's a child locked in the car. This could go pear-shaped pretty quickly.
A good Samaritan goes to a mother and daughter, even though he can barely swim himself.
He saved those girls' lives.
Is that your bag?
Caught red-handed.
He's out of here, mate.
One of the lifeguards is chasing him now. If we could get someone out.
And what has Harrison spotted in the water? Sunshine ushers in a new morning at Bondi. For many swimmers, a dip at Bondi is a daily ritual. For others, it's their first time at Australia's most famous beach. The experience of lifeguards varies too. From veterans down through to trainees.
Heart rate's up a little bit, adrenaline's kicking in. It's all good fun.
There are also Bondi's future lifeguards. No matter what level of experience, vigilance is key. Because just where and how trouble strikes is never certain.
Central to Rhino, boys. I just got a vibe fucking going under it. It's right on the shore.
He's 3 metres from the shore and he's completely drowning.
Barely a few steps from shore, a tourist is being swept out to sea.
Fully going under again. There's a kid in a fluoro weddy holding him up.
Mid-rescue, the young surfer suddenly abandons the man and heads back to shore.
That's off its head. Go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Maxi finally reaches the man, who's worn out from fighting the rip. Confused and tired, the man chooses an unconventional position.
I just wanted to have a bit of a relaxing ride in. Looking up at the stars.
Oh, I just faced impact. Look at this. This is epic.
A very unconventional rescue. Very original.
It was all time.
It's okay? Okay, thank you.
The question remains, what caused the young surfer to try and rescue the man, then suddenly abandon him?
Our surfer was trying to help him. He got stung pretty bad by a blue bottle, so he ditched him. We were watching him, and the kid did a good job.
Good. You good? You hurt, no?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Today was this young surfer's first attempt at a rescue.
Tell me what happened out there.
Well, I was paddling out and I asked the guy if he's struggling, so I just gave him my board and then I was stung like 3 times.
A good effort, mate. Future lifeguards right here,
Sunshine, warm water, carefree vibes. Everything is just perfect. Until you get back to your towel and find someone has stolen your belongings.
Have we had a complaint from a guy that keeps checking people's bags and things?
And we saw what he was doing, walking around bags, and then within another 20 seconds, he'd picked a bag up.
Lifeguards can't jump to any conclusions, so Corey makes a polite approach.
How are you, mate? All good? I just had someone just sort of complaining that you've been stalking people's bags.
Yeah, I just got it.
Is that your bag?
Yeah. I just got it.
I just want to make sure, just because someone brought it to our attention, that's all.
I probably just walked to the beach and down there. That's it.
So 2 towels.
Mate's up there.
Have you got ID in the bag? Or?
No, it's in the towel.
Okay. You could just see like the way he was answering, and he was starting to get a little bit hesitant with his answers, and I just knew too well that he's just straight up lying. So where's your car keys?
He's got it. He drove here.
You said it was your car.
We drove.
You said it was your Commodore.
He drove. We got a Commodore. You can come up and see the car.
Yeah.
Lifeguards have no special authority to arrest the man. Harries calls police.
We've got a bag thief down. He's been stealing a lot of bags. He's just been picking up everyone's stuff along the beach.
I'll give you a mate. I'll do. Just over there.
The man drops the bag and says he will come back with his friend. Amateur detectives Corey and Jethro aren't falling for the trick.
Are we letting him go? Because he's out of here, mate.
We've ID'd him. One of the lifeguards is chasing him now up onto Campbell Parade.
And then all of a sudden he just turned, you know, and he started bolting. I was like, right. And he's turned on me like as if he was going to go, you know, and I was like, mate, you can run as far as you want, as long as you want. I said, but I'll run you down, mate. I'll just keep running behind you.
Sure enough, the thief, overweight and unfit, runs out of stamina.
And he's like, you're harassing me. I was like, mate, I'm just walking with you.
Local undercover police arrive on the scene.
All good, mate. Thank you. Stop. Sit down. Have a seat.
From the police, mate. Bondi Beach, okay? At this point in time, you're under arrest for stealing. Okay, understand that?
Mate, that guy's face was priceless. He was just sat there and was like, oh, I'm done.
To secure a conviction, police collect evidence.
Sweet, good job. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. We'll let you know the result in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, perfect.
1 hour later, a man approaches the tower, shirtless and unable to locate his belongings.
Missing a bag. Came out of the surf and went to look for it and went missing. Only found me thongs, so...
His description matches the bag stolen an hour earlier.
We won't let him get away. We had him down here, so... No. You know, whatever we can do to stop him.
It's his buddy.
Jake got all of his belongings back. The thief got a conviction and a fine. Not much happens on Bondi without lifeguards knowing about it. From the flags to the toddler pool, the entire beach is monitored by lifeguards in the tower. But while lifeguards focus on the surf and the sand, they also face emergencies off the beach as well.
We got someone fairly panicked at the back of the lifeguard tower. They said there's a child locked in the car park. You know, pretty critical situation. This could go pear-shaped pretty quickly.
A 2-year-old girl has been accidentally locked in a car by her grandmother.
You really sympathise with her. She's probably brought her granddaughter down to the beach to have an ice cream or have a swim or something like that. And honest mistake, somehow she's locked the car door and then put the keys in and slammed it.
So how long?
3 minutes. No, 5 minutes.
About 15 minutes. How is she? Is she sweating?
Yes.
The outside temperature is creeping towards 30 degrees. Inside the car, it will be closer to 50 degrees.
You hear stories of young children passing away from heat exhaustion or heat stroke and stuff like that.
At these temperatures, a 2-year-old can die in less than 10 minutes. She's already been in the car for 15.
The girl in the car was visibly distressed. The heat was building in the car by the second, and she had to get out of that car.
You can see the young girl there, and she's crying, she's upset, she's sweating. It's terrifying.
Break the window. Break the window.
You know, decision was made for us, really. We had to smash the window straight away.
After 15 long minutes, fresh air finally floods into the car.
You know, it's only a simple accident. Grandma would have been really relieved.
You okay? I just went here, open car, and I just left here there. I just put my key inside, and when I came around, car is closed. It was automatically closed again. Something maybe on this button.
All of these situations take our attention away from the water, but we also have a duty of care to the people of Bondi, to our visitors, and especially a poor baby. There's no one more vulnerable than a young child trapped in a car, helpless. As long as that doesn't take ourselves away from our core duty, which is making sure people are safe in the water.
1 p.m. on a busy weekday. As the tide runs out, Bondi's rips start to claim their first victims.
Hey, Ryan, the guy to your left,
With only 4 lifeguards on duty, maintaining control is key.
I was on the beach that day and there were so many rips. There was heaps more rips than lifeguards. About 100 metres away, I just saw 4 people in trouble and 2 people in a lot of trouble.
With multiple people needing help, 1 lifeguard won't be enough for the job.
Yeah, about trying to as well, I think.
Yeah, for sure, brother. We've got heaps of hands up.
It appears as though one person in the group may be helping the others.
As I approached, the mother and daughter were screaming.
Deano quickly grabs a woman and her daughter. The man, not a strong swimmer himself, has quite possibly saved 2 lives.
You know, kudos to him, thumbs up. He saved those girls' lives.
Right, girls? You've got to be up the flags, girls. It's dangerous here.
Corey gives him a lift back to shore.
From what I can see, he did a good job, and you know, it's pretty cool that he wanted to go and help. You know what I mean?
Hello, champion. Good work before.
Thanks, mate.
You went out, saved some people, put yourself at risk. Even got rescued yourself.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Good work.
I got to do it, mate. We got to do what we got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. What's your name?
My name is Kari.
I couldn't argue with his line of thinking, you know. He saw a damsel in distress and he just went to help her.
Where are you from?
I'm from India. Born and raised in south of India. Bondi Cherry.
Yeah.
But I've been living here for the past 15 years.
15 years?
Yeah.
You're an Aussie?
Oh, my pretty much, aye.
Yeah. You speak like an Aussie, huh?
It's not just the lifeguards who are impressed. Kari's sons got to see their dad in action.
I think he's a hero because he saved a mother and a daughter from the current that could have killed them. So I think he's a hero.
Kari represents the good in people. And yeah, he's a good bloke.
Bondi in the afternoon. It's arguably the most beautiful time of day. It's certainly the busiest. The last hour of duty for lifeguards, 6 to 7 p.m, is infamously known as the witching hour.
Just as things were settling down, you know, it was home time and we were over it. We'd had enough, and Harrison was downstairs, and I don't know how, but he's just spotted these 2 people down south.
Are there 2 heads, Whippet? Are there 2 heads off that back and that rip in that corner?
Yeah, you guys better go down.
Yeah, I got it. You drive. I got it, you drive.
The distance from the tower to the south corner is 500 metres.
Yeah, Whippet to boys in the Rhino, you're gonna just go. Definitely one, probably might as well both go. There's 3 of them out there.
Yeah, copy, man. How's it going?
The swimmers have drifted 200 metres offshore. Harrison and Ryan dig deep for the paddle.
It was a really long paddle out, and I kept on looking up, and I felt like I wasn't even halfway yet. I had to put my head down, just keep paddling.
You're flying down there, you know, they're seeing all these different people drowning, and you've got to make a decision, who do I need to go to first, and it does get the heart rate up. It just seems like people just pick when we're leaving. Oh, okay, lifeguards are leaving now. Now's a good time to drown. Yeah, it is a little bit frustrating, but I mean, we're lifeguards. We're not going to let someone drown, even if we are off the clock.
You're sweet. If I put him on the board, you're sweet.
I got this patient. I did offer him the lift, and I said, oh, you know, we'll get away
You want to jump on and get away? Oh yeah, man.
He was like, yeah, like, let's get a wave, and he was pumped, and so he got more than he bargained for, I think.
Okay.
As they move into the impact zone, Harrison and Ryan must avoid getting hit by a looming set.
A little bit of experience came into play on the way back in, and Harrison nailed it like a seasoned veteran, and Ryan got smashed like a rookie.
No.
He's in the barrel.
In front of all the guys, you want to impress them and all that, and definitely one of the things not to do is nose dive with a patient, that's for sure.
It's all good. Just keep going that way, towards that way.
With the only available buggy at South Bondi, Whippet spots more people in trouble at the middle of the beach.
I looked down and spotted another group of about 5 people in the other rip. Yeah, 2 more on this other rip, but...
Without backup, lifeguards will be outnumbered.
Harrison and Ryan were trying to get them on the radios, and in the end it was just up to me and Jess.
Almost all of the rescue equipment is packed away, so lifeguards must improvise.
We just had to run downstairs, take some boards off the racks and pin it. Go, box!
So I got back to shore, I heard radio chat going non-stop.
Ryan, get on the back!
And I just knew, I said, Ryan, just screamed, Ryan, get on the buggy, let's just go. We've got to go backpackers.
Stop here. Go on, I want you to come with me. I want you to come with me. All right.
They came from one side, me and Jess were coming, so in the end there was 4 lifeguards on boards, which is pretty rare, but it was after closing time. So there was, we're all in the one spot.
Get back!
After doing a massive paddle in the south corner, then having to go full speed out for this group, I just gave up. Put my head on the board, I was like, oh, no more. Please, no more swimming, come back tomorrow.
This has just been one heck of a finish to an afternoon. We would have had guaranteed multiple deaths right then. If we'd gone like when we were supposed to have left, they were gone. So, yeah, I think the boys have really earned their keep today, and I think we're all pretty exhausted, so time for a nice cold beer in the shower, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of the boys. They're back and forward, trying to pack all the gear up and in between doing rescues, so it's a part of the job, and it's something they've learned to do, and they do it very well.
So just when we think we're all done and dusted, the boys have rescued 2, we've just rescued another 5. We're that close to a beer in the shower. Jesse's on again.
I seen a guy like 300 metres further out, and like, obviously I can back myself, but I just, I know how fit Ryan is. I was like, brother, you're coming with me, mate, let's go.
In the fading light, Jesse struggles for a visual.
Well, yeah, both paddled out and he was so far out, and actually it was the same bloke I'd rescued about 15 minutes earlier that wanted to get a wave.
The man got dumped by Ryan earlier. Now on board with Jesse, he gets a second chance at catching a wave at Bondi.
You got to stand up, and absolutely stoked about it, and yeah, obviously he can go home from Bondi with a smile on his face.
When someone's standing on the front of your board, it's good for the boys to have a laugh at.
10 after-hours rescues in less than 10 minutes. Lifeguards finally get to call it a day.
See you guys. See you. Hurry.
Next time on Bondi Rescue.
It's official, the hottest day ever at Bondi.
I guess people boil over and it can turn to violence pretty quickly.
The coppers they're running.
There's a couple offshore, 300 metres from the beach. There's no way they're getting back in.
Get themselves in a world of trouble.
Losing your boardies is one thing, but this guy was in excruciating pain.
My balls! Ah!
It's the morning of the 18th of January 2013.
It's going to be a scorcher in Sydney today.
Paramedics urge all of us to take extra care.
Beachgoers stay sun-safe.
It's hot already. It's going to be a stinker.
I think it's going to be 43, they're saying. So it's already stinking hot at the moment. It's like 30 degrees and it's only early.
And it does really increase the chance of a major incident.
It's probably going to catch a few people out. I'd say, you know, maybe people that aren't hydrated enough, we might sort of drop with the heat.
Yeah, so we're just putting in a third set of flags because it's going to be so busy today on this sandbank down here. There's going to be so many swimmers in the water, so we can contain them in separate areas.
It's hot and it's busy. I'm surprised by the crowd. I thought more people would have the common sense to stay home. Yeah, boys, I reckon there's 5,000 in the water today. It's probably the most I've ever seen swimming, I reckon. We've got people scattered swimming along the whole beach virtually, so they're all along this dangerous section, this south end of the beach.
To get rescues early in the day isn't uncommon, but on heatwave days we tend to get a lot of rescues. It's first thing in the morning, I'm down South Bondi, I'm cruising around in the Rhino. And I noticed out of the corner of my eye a couple in an area that they shouldn't have been in.
Bondi Central, it's Blue Rhino. Pretty good chance of going in for 2 kids here. Yeah, boys are on the way, mate.
Yeah, 2 is in.
As I'm paddling out, I notice the 2 of them locked together, and that's a common thing because one usually tries to save the other.
Looks like it's right on it. There's a board rider there with him too.
The first thing I noticed once I got him onto the board to do the return to shore was that he was without his boardies.
It's weird, she sort of got out of the water and she was like happy and smiling.
Losing your boardies is one thing, but this guy was in extraordinary pain. It was a head scratcher until I sort of got him to shore. And his buddy goes and gets him a pair of boardies and chucks them to him, and sweet, he's going to jump up in a sec after he does the underwater put on, and he just stays there.
Nothing much, mate. Just my balls. Ah! Don't look at me, man.
Yeah, when he said he was from Sudan, I thought it was a language barrier that kept the communication to a minimum, but I think it was, a blow to the groin that's hampered the conversation. Just looking at the mechanism of injury, I'd have to imagine that his girlfriend, or maybe ex-girlfriend now, has kicked him in the nether region and really slowed him up. She was climbing the ladder and the crown jewels were the first step.
I'm in pain right now. Can't talk.
It is 38.6 degrees Celsius.
38?
Chance of rain, 30%.
There's still a chance of rain.
Yeah, I doubt
Still
it.
that slim chance.
Yeah. Wind's going to get stronger in the afternoon.
Stronger from the west.
Stronger from the northwest.
I wonder if the beach is going to get more packed or are people going to stay away because they know it's just hot?
I don't know. It's filling up still. It's still filling up.
Paramedics have treated at least 21 people for heat exposure as the state swelters.
People's behaviour on hot days just blows me out.
Everyone's a little bit more agitated due to the heat, and I guess people boil over and it can turn to violence pretty quickly.
There was
was a big kerfuffle up near the showers, and you could see like the idiots running up to that area of the beach, you know, that they sort of enjoy that sort of provoking fear and that. It's sad and annoying for us.
They should all be kicked off the beach.
When there's fights on the beach like that, especially massive brawls, we normally just ring the police.
Oh, is that the coppers, the undercovers? Yeah, the undercover coppers are there, eh?
So there's two girls fighting and there was like 100 blokes around them just like sort of egging them on, like everyone was cheering and everything like that.
Guys, can you just give us some space, please? She's over there. I wouldn't have touched her. She didn't hit me. Self-defense.
No, I've never seen a cat fight that big. I mean, the crowd, I've never seen so many people swarm. Like, there was people running from like either ends of the beach.
You know what happened, mate? Get a stripped hair out. I'm gonna be on Bondi Rescue.
Look at this fat bloke running up from the beach. Yeah. 5 minutes later, it moved down onto the water's edge, down onto the sand, and it was an even bigger crowd.
It probably is another chick fight, because boys don't normally cheer when guys are fighting, eh? And the coppers are there running. So this bloke still having to go to the copper.
The police put a lid on the situation, but the large crowd can easily flare back up again at any time.
Summer turns its blowtorch on, 40+ degree temperatures right across the city.
The Bureau of Meteorology have indicated there's a lot of heat left in this day.
We need to stay cool and hydrated until this heat passes.
I'm just a big kid as well. I'm allowed to have a cool off.
Yeah, the temperature, 41.3.
41.3. Got to set some sort of record this heat.
Oh, definitely.
Prepare yourself. Things are only going to get hotter with the wind kicking in from the northwest, bringing super hot air from central Australia.
It's already hot enough, and then when you get these northwest winds, it just makes it feel like it's double.
When it's so hot on the beach, it's going crazy in the tower.
Are you allergic to anything?
We've got a report of a heat stroke.
We'll stay up there or something, and then we'll get some water into here too.
Guys, it's got a chick. She's got a bit of heat stroke.
People are dropping like flies. With heat exhaustion, at the same time, we're trying to manage the water, so it's becoming very hard for us.
I just sort of happened to look up and just see this sort of speckle and realise it was two people on a bodyboard, 350, 400 metres out to sea.
Bondi Central to Can-Am down south. Yeah, go ahead, Maxi.
Mate, we're just looking at those two heads, like drifting out towards in line with the boot now.
Looks like two girls hanging on to one bodyboard with another bodyboard. Looks like they're shielding their head with it. I don't know what's going on. Can you guys got any view from down there?
Just see a couple of girls with the bodyboard. I'm just wondering if they're waving for assistance. It's hard to peg from here.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, we're a bit confused. Deano said
just come up. Deano's going to come down. If he has to paddle out, he will. But they're a long way out, mate.
It's a bit unclear as what's going on, and the fact they were out so far, I just said, guys, I'll just go.
They were trying to paddle in. That northwest wind was so strong, it just kept pushing them further and further out to sea.
there's no way in hell they're getting back to the beach.
What they're doing out there in the first place is beyond me.
It's a guy and a girl, eh?
Guy and a girl, you're saying, Jack?
Yep.
The wind, she's taking them out on their way to New Zealand.
They were just hanging out, taking in the scenery as far as I could tell. They were sort of a bit surprised to see me, I think.
We're gonna get back in.
We're worried about you, you know. No arguments, jump on, let's go.
Fox, what do you reckon? Any signal?
Deano's gonna have to paddle out.
They're not getting back in.
It's really difficult to rescue two people And it's really, really difficult to rescue 2 people and 2 bodyboards. They just get caught.
They were a bit on the tubby side. I could tell they weren't going to be very well balanced.
You're a long way out, eh? Yeah, you won't be able to bring both in.
I'll head out. I'll get wet anyway.
I think he'd be quite happy to see you if you got out there, mate.
A lot of people don't think that they're going to get in trouble on days when it's flat, but this is mostly the time when we do our most rescues, because people that can't swim and are obviously scared of waves, they come to the beach and it's like a pool and they're just like, how good's this? I reckon when it's smaller, it's a lot dangerouser.
How's it Buckins denied Deano?
Deano's got the bodyboards.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have taken help.
I probably should have handed one of them over to Dean halfway in. It was a bit more work than I was expecting, but it's all right. You're in the water, it's a bit cooler. It's no drama.
Deano's got the bodyboards.
It's a fairly strong nor'west wind today, which makes it really hot. Inexperienced in the ocean and just got blown out to sea.
Lots of water, stay cool, stay indoors. And if you've got fans, you've got air conditioners, for God's sake, turn them on today.
Some special people around here.
Our current thermometer in High Street, Penrith is showing 49 degrees.
We've been up in the nice air conditioning up in the tower, and we're seeing people do the old Mexican leapfrog across the sand, you know, the hot tin roof deal. I thought the best way to get the temperature was to do the old pitch test like Tony Gregg used to do, you know, stick it in the sand instead of the grass and see what we come up with.
Another 84 people have been treated for vomiting and fainting, which could be attributed to the heat.
With clear skies and scorching temperatures, this is definitely a day to cover up, and don't forget the sunscreen. It's right on 45 degrees. It's only been in there a little while. This thermometer only goes to 50, by the way. So I dare say if I left it here a while, we might blow the top right off it. There's people actually staked out on the sand, go figure.
You know that feeling when you open the oven door and that blast of heat hits you?
The ambulance department is warning everyone to check on your elderly neighbours and family members, stay well hydrated, try not to drink too much alcohol, and where possible, stay indoors where it's cool.
At 3 o'clock, it's 45.8 degrees, which is 3.5 degrees higher than it's ever been on Bondi Beach.
Everybody likes a record.
It was a bit of a shock to see it get that high. I don't even remember temperatures getting that high when I was at school.
What a day. What a day. Very hot today. Yeah. It's hot. It's too hot.
Kerbox and I are chilling, watching the water, and we're approached by 3 guys who are worried about a lady.
Once crying, yelling, walk past in there, I've got to ask her what's wrong, man. So I asked her what's wrong, and she goes, I've lost my 15-year-old daughter.
And we start freaking out, but she's freaking out then. Yeah, thanks, boys, you did a good job. Thanks, fellas. Good on you.
I think there's a lost kid and mum's sort of distressed.
Hunan from Westmead has lost her daughter, Tanisha, who's 15 years old.
How long has she been gone for? It's all right.
Essential to box. You got a description that we can maybe have a scan for, I think?
Yeah, mate, we got a description. She's 15. She can swim. The mother's a bit upset. She's wearing pink and black, pink top, black bottoms, bikini, dark hair. She's been missing for about an hour.
Yeah, copy, mate. I'll have a quick scan in the water and on the shoreline.
You can stay with me. Okay, well, if you go over there and check, but I'll stay here and come back. But if you find her, come and tell me as well, so that we're not still looking.
I have to put myself in their position. The worst thing that can happen when someone's lost is that they've either drowned or they've been abducted. And if you're starting to think along those lines, well then, you're starting to freak out.
I don't know where she disappeared. I can't imagine that. And I told her not to go on that side, but I just can't stare.
We'll get the shits with us and have to get danger. They just want to get away from their mum.
I don't know that kept my things so I can check where she's gone.
We start to twig to the fact that we're not looking for a missing daughter, we're actually dealing with a lost mum. It's interesting how many people get lost on the beach with a lot of people on white sand and everything just looks the same.
I'm trying to find the place where I was sitting.
We thought we were looking for a lost daughter,
Okay.
but actually it was a lost mum.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see her sort of walking very fast.
She's sunbaking. Yeah, she's got up.
Oh no! You told me that you're coming just within half an hour. I told you to come after 2 minutes and I just kept on looking from that end of the beach to the other end. Stop. You just panicked me. I have to tell them. I have to tell the guard people that they stop looking for you. All right, I'll be back. Thanks.
It's all right. I saw you found her. She's sunbaking.
Sorry?
She was sunbaking. Everyone, we always find them. Well, it's good.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for the concern.
It's all right, darling. No worries. Have a good night. The mum was lost. Oh, well. At least you found her.
Oh my goodness, everybody's looking at you.
तेरा दिमाग खराब है तेरा बिल्कुल दिमाग खराब है
Oi, look at South Bondi, boys. Got a rain! Here, I'm almost twisting the top off for you.
It's time to go home. Everybody's leaving, the rain's here. Look, we're gonna have a busy arvo, but this rain's just saved us.
The temperature dropped from low 40s down to low 30s, and it was a big relief for the boys. I think when that southerly hit, we're all guilty of it. We all let our hair down a little bit. We started to celebrate a bit too early.
Definitely worth the paddle. They're pretty bad.
Lim Soo Min and his two friends, they're from Korea and they've been in Australia for 2 weeks.
He went in for his two friends that got into trouble. Tried to be a hero, ended up having to get rescued himself.
Here we go. We can stand now. Come on. No worries. It's okay. You can't swim down this end of the beach.
파도가 너무 센데 계속 바다로 계속 떠밀려 내려가요.
There's only like 10 metres from the shore.
From the shore, so
they just lost their
just goes to show how quick and how easy they can go.
너무 물을 많이 먹어서 너무 춥고 그리고 다시 바다에 가고 싶지 않아요. 무서워요.
I don't think Lim Soo Min will forget the day that he tried to rescue his two friends down at Bondi. And I don't think Sydney will forget this hot day for a long time.
Remember this day, in weather terms, it is historic.
Saying that you've worked on the beach as a lifeguard on one of the hottest days ever in Sydney, it's definitely, one to jot down in the diary.
With the way that the world's changing, I think there will be another hot day, so, bring it on.